Alright, so welcome to one of my projects. This time, I'm taking a break from Serious Engine and Unreal Engine, and I'm going back to the old roots of Hammer 2004. But you may think, is this Portal 2? Yes, but here's the deal. This is not regular Portal 2. It's the Community Edition, which means the engine has high limits. And by that I mean, look at this. All of this, it can be compiled without issues. The only issue is literally just compiling time. So to compile all of this, it takes 30 minutes. So I'll wrap this up saying, okay, we have a puzzle here. You see here? One puzzle with a button that opens the exit doors to the second level. This took me about 20 hours to make. Not that long, to be honest. But in total, it took me 6 days because I spent like, I don't know, 4 to 2 hours. But enough chit chat. It's time to get into the engine itself, like the game. I'm just gonna close this and start Portal 2 Community Edition. And you will see exactly how much of a difference it makes when you use something more than Hammer, like when the compiled map starts. So let's just start here. And there we have it. Now, I'm sorry about the FPS. I made this on integrated GPU model name Radeon 8080M. I'm not gonna spoil you the gameplay. Well, I'm gonna tell you some itsy bitsies of it. And in general, this is how the map looks like. The reason it takes so long to compile is because look at the shadows. They're really clear. Yes, there's some like sharpness going on. I could like fix it, but then the shadows would become too soft, and I don't like that. So in my eyes, I want the shadows to be, well, sharp. I love sharp shadows. This was really fun to work with. But you may be wondering, did you use a regular sun to create this? Well, no. I used a directional light, which is positioned right here. So it casts the shadows here. As you see here, here's the cast shadow pitch, like around straight at this debris. So we got this like a megastructure, I call them. This is how it looks like. This megastructure, I call them. And of course, you're wondering, but hey, Portal 2 does not have sky. Well, in my project, it has sky. It's a Half-Life 2 sky I used. It's considered as a custom sky because Portal 2 and Community Edition does not have skies. So I ported it over to Community Edition and managed to get it to work, and it gives this bright, warm feel to the level. So here's the deal. This took me 6 days to make, and as you see here, there's plenty of details. Like there's a foliage going on, there's a little grass sticking out, and foliage more on the ceiling to give you the feel as if it's been abandoned. So that's pretty much it. Gameplay wise, you'll have to carry this cube with you in order to open doors. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I really love how Community Edition handles these shadows with its new entity, because reason B is that it's not as, well, CPU tanking, because it calculates all the direction cast from the static props and brushes over here. If I use the old sun, we call it probably wouldn't be able to compile all of this because it's too intense. Like, there's so much going on. I really love this area specifically because over here you see how warm it is, the colors from the underground place. Next. Oh, sorry about the hiccup. My laptop's not strong enough to handle this, to be honest, but I still kept going on. So, here's the autosave area, and this is the first puzzle. So when you bring the cube over here, the doors will open. And this area is also quite intense. As you can see, my FPS also dropped because of the foliage all over the place. Yeah, as you see here. And yeah, there's foliage going on in the ceiling as well. But regardless, I think it looks quite beautiful, and this is how we want my project to stand for. Like intense shadows, like really sharp, light maps to the best possible quality. So if you want to recreate these shadows, you need to set your brushes to have at least luxel size of 1 or 0. I prefer 1 because if you set it to 0, it could take a lot of space. Now the problem with this shadows that are this sharp is because it will tank the storage. This one map can be beaten in like 5 to 10 minutes. The shadows, again, will cause it, you'll need to be able to get at least 300 megabytes of space for one level. And I'm sorry about that, but that's the case. This project's gonna take some space for you, but once you beat it, you can just delete it. And you're wondering, what is this music playing? I quickly mixed it in Bitwig Studio. I put it together and got this as a result. So we have ambience going on in the music. It's quite chill. And that's pretty much it. You have your puzzle items. That's pretty much it. We can go investigate this area a bit. Yeah, as you see here, there's more foliage going on. Button. So the player is essentially in this megastructure, call it. Compartments could be called, yes, or maybe not. There's nothing much going on in the background because I wanted to not make too big of a sky, because the bigger the skybox, the more time it's gonna take to compile. And again, 30 minutes is a lot, so essentially I wait those 30 minutes to compile. So I don't know, I just browse Facebook for memes or other stuff to get inspired from. Okay, this area is a bit nice. I like it. So yeah, the background's not much going on. It's actually cluttered. But as you see here, nothing's going on there. And the shadows and the terrain is also really low quality because the player essentially won't be here. So there's no need. Sorry for the hiccup again. SSD's not working right. And that's pretty much it. So the player's not gonna be on the terrain, so that's why I use the low quality shadows with the trees and stuff and all the... There's nothing much going on to the background, let's just say that. So the whole deal of this project is gonna be you'll have to carry your lovely cube, which is this one. Open doors, solve puzzles, and we'll see how the end comes out. Because literally, this is just the first level. Nothing much to it. If I go here, at the next level will trigger. So this is what I wanted to show. This is like a literally light project. You could call it like that. Nothing much going on, but it serves its purpose. It's not perfect, it's not meant to be perfect, it's meant to just be like a walking simulator and some light puzzle solving. If when you play this, I recommend to take a hint at the specific light sources like this. I'm not gonna spoil it. This, this, and this. It shows, since the map is quite dark, you'll have to figure out by the light sources, like where you can shoot the portals. And that's how you solve the puzzles. Here, the shadows are quite bright. It's enough to see where you're going. But when you go into an enclosed area, it's gonna get quite dark. So that's what I wanted to show. That I'm working on this project. There's also If So project on Half-Life is also being developed. But at the moment, I'm taking my time with the Portal Community Edition editor because I find it quite fun to use because of the shading. It uses quite different methods. It uses like 2026 edition source SDK that is modified called Strata Source, if I said it right. So, this is pretty much it. Nothing too much going on. So, I'll leave it at that, and if you want, I can just literally trigger the... Oh, it's gonna give me an error because I'm in no clip. You see here, pending level transition. So if I disable the no clip, oh, and I left the trigger, so it didn't trigger. Okay, so regardless, this is pretty much it. And I'll see you on the next project.